All right, it's K-Bear 101. I am Metalhead Murphy, your host. On the line right now, I have got not only a thrash metal god, but my personal idol, Mr. Dave Mustaine of Megadeth. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Now, anybody that listens to my show on a regular basis knows that I am just in love with Megadeth. So when I got the chance to interview you, I jumped at it. So I am a little nervous, so I apologize for that fact. But
oh, that's cool, bro. We're all friends here.
I wanted to ask you, Halloween just passed. Did you have a good Halloween?
Yeah, I'm a dad. I have two kids. My son is 18, my daughter's 12. And Justice went out and did his own thing. And Electra, we went with her, but she kind of did her own thing, too. And when we picked her back up from the party that she was at, she goes, Dad, I think I'm kind of over Halloween. That's for kids. She's 12, and that's for kids. So, and she didn't dress up this year, and honestly, the weirdest thing was driving around. There wasn't a lot of kids out. All the houses had their lights turned up. I think because of the nature of society right now and the wickedness that people are doing poisoning crap with kids and, just stuff like that, people are tired of it, and they don't want to subject their kids to, being poisoned, and I just think that the novelty's worn off.
Yeah.
I mean, I myself thought it was really cool to be able to go out as a kid and trick-or-treat, but I got to tell you, Murphy, I remember the day that I was told don't accept any apples because they stick stuff in it. And I was such a little kid at the time, and I kept thinking, who would do such a thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm just a kid, but I'm thinking, who would do that? Now, back then, what they were doing, they were sticking pins and razors and apples, and I was thinking, man, that's horrible. Now, nowadays, it's way more sophisticated. They'll use hypodermics and, tamper with the candy and stuff like that. But, so we had a relatively safe Halloween. We just stuck around people that we knew who they were, and I like the day after Halloween, All Saints Day, because that's like a really cool day because it's so crazy on Halloween. The next day is kind of like cleaning up.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's almost like New Year's Day, how it's got that eerie quietness,
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, I wanted to also touch on, you have a brand new book out. I'm sorry I'm kind of all over the place, but I have a lot of questions.
That's okay.
You have a brand new book out. It's called Mustaine, a heavy metal memoir. And I just wondered, I don't have it yet. When I heard that I had this interview, I ordered it, and it didn't get here yet, so I haven't had the chance to read it. But can you tell the listeners what it's about?
Sure. It's pretty simple. There's a lot of guys out there that get successful, and they try and use their success as a pedestal to tell the world how great they are. And really what it's about is the gift that they have. And, if them doing what they're gifted at is any good, people like it, they get a fan base. Now, I was gifted to play guitar, and a lot of the hardships I went through during my life changed the color of my music and my lyrics, and a lot of people have had the same kind of hardships, the same kind of upbringing. I was a latchkey kid, which, I'm almost 50 now. Back when, I was a child, things were so different back then. I didn't walk uphill both ways to school and all that crap, but, honestly, back when I was a kid, if you were pregnant and you weren't married, people thought you were the devil. If you were a white woman with a man of color, you were a Jezebel. Anybody divorced, oh my God, you were horrible, And that's just how society used to be back then. We've become much more liberal and stuff like that, but honestly, I think that barring a few things that aren't that are human rights issues and violations, I look at the way people treat each other right now and how mean people are, like the TV shows. They just cap on people and just destroy them. I like stuff that's a lot more upbeat, more positive. War is what I sing a lot about, war and politics.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sing about mean crap. There's enough people that do that. And I think, going forward with what we're doing right now, what we're trying to accomplish, we got a pretty tall order for us with this new record. We can capitalize on where we are politically right now, or we can capitalize on where we are right now as a band.
Yeah.
Do we continue to build on Megadeth, or do we take this opportunity as an American band to say, hey, you know what, we don't really like what's going on right now. All this taxing stuff is crazy. All this stuff about taking away America's rights is crazy. All this stuff going around the world and apologizing to everybody and making us look weak. That's crazy. What's going on here?
Oh my
You
gosh,
know?
I can't agree with you more. And speaking of the band Megadeth and everything, you guys just got off the road. You were just here October 19th. A fantastic show, by the way.
Thanks.
And I love the fact that you were playing Rust in Peace in its entirety each night. And is that because of it being the 20th anniversary?
Yeah, it was certainly that. And that was one of the things that really prompted us to get David Ellefson back in the band also. You know, with the 20th anniversary coming up, Sean Drover, who is a pivotal member in the band now, he's just been such a great addition to the group. And David Ellefson said he goes, man, if we would have met Sean in the beginning, we wouldn't have had another drummer. And I said, you're right, David.
Wow.
And it's such a blessing to have him back in the band right now, because I love Sean and I've always loved Dave. When we went through all that hardship, it was hard on me. Not because of what he was doing to me, but because my friendship with my best friend. He was like a little brother to me. We had finally come to the point where we were, at a standoff with one another. And, I just kept praying about it, and I just kept saying, God, I just don't hurt him. I don't want anything to happen to him. I don't want anything to happen to his kids. And that the truth will come out. And the truth came out, and, Dave said he was sorry, and I said, you know what, bud, I forgive you. Let's rock.
Yes, that is awesome. I mean, because it's always been you two, and when I heard he left, that was definitely a sad day. But I was so stoked to see him on stage. I mean, I knew he had came back to the band, but to see you guys together up on stage, I mean, talk about electricity. You guys rock, man.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Well, we have fun together. One of the coolest things about when you play music with somebody that you like is that there seems to be almost a little bit of a magic there. And it really can be expounded upon if you guys can recognize that there's a magic there and you play off one another. Sometimes you got a guy in a band, he's a complete ham, and he'll go up to a dude and act like, he's, like, say, for example, some of these frontmen that don't play guitar, and they'll go over to their other guitar player and they'll practice like they're playing an air guitar. To me, I think that looks really ridiculous. Like, Freddie Mercury was one of the guys that he was a great singer, but probably looked like he absolutely had no idea what to do with his hands on stage. Yeah. And I see other guys that will try and emulate him with some of the ways that he walks on stage and stuff, and it's just a little weird for me. Mick Jagger will do that little kind of funny walk where he puts his chest out there.
Yeah.
And you see some of these frontmen that just have these weird idiosyncrasies, like David Lee Roth. Try doing a show without doing the splits or something like that. I mean, I don't know if he does that anymore, but, when I think about him, to me, the epitome of a front guy was Bon Scott. He was just the man.
Yeah. Yeah,
him and Robert Plant, but a lot of people say Robert Plant was very effeminate, too. So it's really hard, you look at all of your influences and you say, how do I pick an influence out of all of this stuff,
Yeah, absolutely. And, I never understood that the whole feminine front guy thing. I don't know if that were to get chicks or whatever. And
I think that guys say that. I think that there's, to a degree, there's a perverted side to it where they like dressing up like that. If a guy needs to dress up like a chick to get a chick, then he obviously doesn't have enough charisma to attract her on his own. Now, say, for example, he's hunted and bagged and killed it, and he's back in his lair, and they agree that they're going to do things like stuff like that. That's between two consenting adults, and that's their own business. But funny thing, David Ellefson had told me, some guy, I'm not going to say who it is because it would destroy him, but a friend of ours, leave it to say that, had gone to a place called the Cat Club in Hollywood. And on Thursday nights, evidently, it's like a cross-dresser night, right?
Oh, wow.
So this guy that we know, I was stunned when I heard this. This guy that we know goes there, and the guy that had told David the story goes, so I'm working the door at the club because he's a bouncer there. He doesn't care if it's, if it's a gay night, straight night, or, deeply confused night. And so he says he looks up and he sees this guy, and he goes, dude, what are you doing here? And he goes, yeah, it's about the chicks, man. Chicks loves this,
Geez.
And I'm thinking, no, some chicks love this. Guys that like to pound, cross-dressing rump like it too. But I thought, it's fun on Halloween when people dress up like that, when they do that kind of stuff. But I see what you're talking about with the feminine stuff coming across as a front man. That doesn't really. It shouldn't have to be part of your persona as a front man, But then again, you got to remember back in the 60s and 70s, that androgynous space queen kind of behavior was really, really popular. When I first started playing music, David Bowie was huge. And Bowie, even though he was gay, even though he was very effeminate, he pulled it off. He made it look weird so that it was absolutely... how would you say this? It was compelling.
Yeah.
You knew that his lifestyle was contrary to what yours was, meaning, but and then I couldn't not pay attention because I loved his music and he was so weird. Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah, definitely compelling for sure. I know I only have you here for a couple more minutes. I checked on your website and you just got off the road, but now you're heading out again to New Zealand and Australia. Is that correct?
Yes. Here's the cool thing, man. When you're playing music and it's working, the road never ends. If you're out and you're playing and it's not working, there's kind of like a born-on date on the band, and people will start crying foul. Good thing for us is we know when we've had enough physically. We like to keep our tour legs short, maybe 3 to 4 weeks on, 1 to 2 weeks off, so that we can keep fresh and we can pay attention to our families. Our families are so vital to us. In the beginning, when we were lone wolves, you didn't really have family to worry about. But then, when you grow up a little bit and you get married and you have kids, that's all that matters, man.
Yeah,
and you go out to work and you play and you have fun on stage, but then you zip home. And that's the cool thing, too, because when you're not out there trying to bang groupies, you look at them with a total different respect. And I got to tell you, when a girl comes to a concert and she's treated with respect, it makes a fan. We have so many people come through the meet and greets with the I Love All Access stuff, with our fan club meet and greets, with the radio station meet and greets, and with whatever other opportunities we have to meet the fans. We are all happy, so when we see them, we treat them like normal, decent human beings, not like somebody we want to take in the other room. And man, you'd be surprised how far that goes. People love to be treated with respect, and they love coming to concerts and being able to be part of things.
Yeah, absolutely. That is so cool. I dig that, man. I wanted to also ask, if I have time, next year, are there any plans for like another Gigantor at all?
Yeah. We're trying to do everything we can right now, Murph, but it's like there's so little time and so much stuff to do. We've already got our summer booked next year, and I've been working feverishly, working on our new record, trying to get all the parts together and everything. And I've got 3 other bands I'm doing some co-writing with right now, and it's just
busy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, hence all your success.
For us, we're hoping that the Big Four thing is going to materialize here in the States. The success of the DVD coming out is going to be pivotal with what's going to happen. I've already said that word before. That's not the word I want to use. Not pivotal. It's contingent is the word I want to say. The success of the Big Four thing, us having a tour here is contingent on the success of that record. So if it comes out and it's a smash success and it stays that way, I don't think anybody's going to be able to keep the Big Four from coming to town. We just need to make sure that this thing actually happens, because there's people in the United States, they need to see this concert.
Oh, absolutely. When that came out in the theaters, I mean, it was packed.
What's that?
I just said when it came out in theaters here, when you were across the world, I went and saw it. I mean, it was fantastic. I mean, and the theater was packed. So I think it'll do really well. Well, Dave, I know that you got to go. I mean, I could sit here and talk to you for an hour because, like I said, you are my idol. But I will let you go. Again, the Big Four DVD coming out, Mustaine, a heavy metal memoir. You can get it at Amazon or any bookstore. Go check that out. Again, Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, thank you very much, sir, for being a part of the program.
See you later, buddy.
All right, thanks.